You've watched 6 productivity videos today. Yeah, including this one. Your actual to-do list still hasn't changed. You've consumed more content about getting things done than most people watch in a week. And somehow, you've accomplished the one thing: watching videos about productivity. Why does consuming advice about doing things replace actually doing things?
Okay, but let me show you what this sounds like in my head, because it genuinely feels productive. All right, I need to start that project, but wait, let me just watch one more tutorial so I don't mess it up. Actually, this other video might have a better method. You know what, let me watch a few more so I really understand it before I touch anything. And then 3 hours later, I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to start, but I'm somehow more tired than when I began. So I tell myself I'll start tomorrow when I'm fresh. And tomorrow I watch more tutorials to refresh my memory.
I did this yesterday. I wanted to learn a new coding skill. Spent 2 hours watching tutorials. By video number 7, I felt like, okay, I've got this now. Then I opened my actual code editor and my mind went totally blank. That feeling of, I've got this, completely fake. And what's wild is, I genuinely believed I understood it while it was playing.
Wait, so the learning wasn't real?
The learning was real. But there's a massive difference between recognizing something and doing something. And we keep misreading fluency as mastery. Here's what's happening. Watching a tutorial is like riding in the passenger seat while someone else drives. You see the route, you watch every turn. You think, yeah, I totally know where we're going. And the passenger seat? It's not just easy. It's designed to keep you there. It has heated seats, that dopamine hit of, I'm learning something. It has a great view, watching other people's success stories unfold. It even has a massage function, the comfort of, I'll start when I'm ready.
Okay, but why would I ever leave?
Because the car's going nowhere.
Oh no.
The passenger seat is comfortable, but comfort isn't the same as progress. And your brain experiences something called cognitive fluency while you're in that passenger seat. Everything makes sense. The instructor explains step by step. You follow along mentally. You think, yeah, I get it. It feels easy, comfortable, like you understand. That smooth feeling, it's like a drug. It feels productive. It feels like progress.
That is what it feels like, oh, this is so clear, I totally get it.
Right, but that's not the same as competence, actually being able to drive the car yourself when there's no one showing you the route. That requires retrieval, application, problem solving when you hit unexpected traffic. Watching creates recognition. Oh yeah, I've seen this turn before. Doing creates recall. I can navigate this route from memory. We confuse familiarity with capability. They can feel identical in the moment. Familiarity masquerading as ability.
So when I'm watching, it genuinely feels like I'm learning?
Exactly. And here's the trap. Watching feels productive without being uncomfortable. When you try to actually do the thing, your brain hits friction. You don't know where to start. You make mistakes. It's awkward and slow. So your brain says, you know what would feel better? Watching one more tutorial.
Oh my gosh. I tell myself I'm preparing, but I'm really just avoiding discomfort.
The technical term is preparation procrastination. But it doesn't feel like procrastination because you're actively doing something. You're learning. You're improving. Except you're not building the skill. You're building familiarity with watching someone else have the skill. And here's where it gets really dangerous in 2026, AI.
How is AI different from tutorials?
Tutorials show you the work. AI does the work for you. You ask ChatGPT to write your outline. You read it. It's perfect. And you feel this warm sense of accomplishment, like you wrote it.
I did that this morning with an email draft.
Reading a perfect output gives you the sensation of creating it with zero neural cost, zero struggle, zero learning. You get all the fluency, none of the competence. It's the Fluency Trap on steroids. You didn't build the neural pathways. You didn't struggle with word choice. You didn't learn how to structure your thinking. You just consumed someone else's competence and called it your own.
So every time I use AI to, quote, help write something,
you're in the passenger seat. Reading the output isn't the same as developing the skill to create it. And this pattern shows up everywhere. You reread that business book 3 times instead of starting the business. You watch workout videos instead of working out. You consume content about habits instead of practicing one habit. You watch cooking tutorials instead of cooking. You read productivity articles instead of being productive.
I've been watching videos about morning routines for 6 months. I still don't have a morning routine.
Because watching people have morning routines feels like progress toward having a morning routine. But it's not. It's consumption masquerading as creation. You're not building strength. You're just getting repeated hits of familiarity. There's actual cognitive science behind this. It's called the fluency effect. When information feels easy to process, your brain interprets that ease as mastery. This feels smooth, therefore I must understand it well.
So my brain is lying to me?
It's confusing familiarity with ability. They feel the same subjectively, but they're completely different things. Think about it. You've watched your favorite movie 10 times. You could probably quote scenes. Does that mean you could make that movie?
No, obviously not. Oh no. That's exactly what I'm doing with tutorials.
You're consuming the performance of competence, but consumption isn't practice.
But sometimes I do need to learn the basics first, right? Like, I can't just start without any knowledge.
Here's the distinction. One tutorial to understand the concept, useful foundation. You need to know which way to hold the steering wheel.
Exactly. So watching tutorials is smart preparation, not procrastination.
Looking at the map once before you drive? Smart preparation. Staring at the map for 3 hours because you're scared to put the key in the ignition. That's anxiety, dressed up as strategy.
Oh.
6 tutorials on the same topic before you've tried it once? You're no longer learning, you're just getting comfortable being a passenger. The learning curve is dramatically steeper through active practice. You learn more from driving badly once than watching someone drive perfectly 5 times. And here's what it actually feels like when you finally try to do it yourself.
Wait, what? Which pedal is... Oh no, there's a turn coming!
When you close the tutorial, it's not a smooth transition. It's a sudden drop into reality. But here's the thing, you don't crash. You just feel like you might.
This feels terrifying and awkward and...
And that feeling? That's learning actually starting. The passenger seat feels safe. The driver's seat feels scary, but only one of them gets you anywhere.
So when I feel that comfortable, I get this feeling while watching, that's actually a warning sign, not a green light?
Yes, that comfort is your brain choosing the passenger seat. The real learning happens when you're uncomfortable, gripping the wheel, making wrong turns, figuring it out.
And I've been treating "I've watched enough" as equivalent to "I'm ready to drive," but they're completely different things.
Right. Fluency tricks you into thinking you're ready when you're actually just familiar with the route from the passenger window. I'm not preparing. I'm avoiding. The fluency trap. When passive consumption feels like active progress, but you're really just staying comfortable in the passenger seat while the car goes nowhere. So here's what to try. And I'm doing this with you because I still fall into this trap constantly. This week, catch yourself reaching for the passenger seat. Notice when you're watching tutorial number 3, 4, 5 on the same topic. Notice when you think, just one more video and then I'll start. Notice when you ask AI to do the work instead of struggling through it yourself. Now, here's the key part. When you notice that thought, pause. Check in with your body. Where do you feel it? For me, when I'm in that passenger seat, watching tutorials I don't actually need, reading AI outputs and pretending I wrote them, I feel this false warmth in my chest, like I'm filling up with knowledge. It feels satisfying, productive, safe. But then, when I think about actually doing the thing, without the tutorial playing, taking the wheel myself, that warmth disappears immediately. It's replaced by this cold, tight feeling in my chest, like, wait, where do I even start?
Oh my gosh, yes. The passenger seat feels warm and full. The driver's seat feels cold and empty.
Exactly. That contrast? That's your early warning system. The false confidence during consumption is your signal that you're avoiding the driver's seat. Here's the experiment. The Grab the Wheel Challenge. After watching one tutorial, grab the wheel for just 30 seconds. Not the whole journey, not even the first mile, just 30 seconds of actually doing. Watched a workout video? Do one exercise for 30 seconds. Watched a cooking tutorial? Prep one ingredient. Watched a productivity video? Try one technique for 5 minutes. Asked ChatGPT to write something? Write one paragraph yourself first, before asking AI. Then, notice what happens to both the false warmth and the cold tightness. Usually, the false confidence evaporates. You feel awkward, your hands aren't sure where to go. But here's what's wild. Within about 2 minutes of actual doing, a different kind of confidence appears, a real one. Built on, I just navigated that turn myself, not, I watched someone navigate it.
So the discomfort is actually a good sign?
It's not just a good sign, it's the sign. If you feel completely comfortable, you're probably still in the passenger seat, just watching. But here's the key. You want productive discomfort, not panic. Awkward? Good. Uncertain? Perfect. Overwhelmed? You've gone too big. Make it smaller. The goal is finding that edge where you feel challenged but not shut down. That's why we start with 30 seconds. It's small enough to stay in the learning zone.
So 30 seconds is small enough that I can't panic?
Exactly. Start so small that panic doesn't have time to arrive. Just enough to break the fluency and feel the difference. Actually, let's try this right now. Think of something you've been watching tutorials about. Got it? Now imagine actually doing it, right now, without the tutorial playing. Just you and the task. Notice, where do you feel it in your body? That cold tightness in your chest? Blank feeling in your head? Stomach drop? That sensation you just felt? That's the gap between the passenger seat and the driver's seat. That gap only closes by grabbing the wheel, not watching someone else drive. So here's your pattern spotting challenge for this week. The Grab the Wheel experiment. 1. Pick something you've been consuming content about. 2. Watch one resource. Video, article, AI output, whatever. 3. Immediately do 30 seconds of the actual thing before consuming anything else. 4. Notice the sensation shift. False warmth, cold discomfort, real confidence.
And tell us, what were you watching tutorials about instead of doing? What did you notice when you actually grabbed the wheel?
Share in the comments. What's your physical early warning signal for the fluency trap? Where do you feel that false confidence? Because here's the thing. This is ongoing practice for both of us. Last week, I caught myself watching just one more video about a coding concept I already understood. I was avoiding the discomfort of actually writing the code.
I still have 47 saved how to start a podcast videos. I don't have a podcast, but I keep feeling like I'm making progress by saving them.
The goal isn't to never watch tutorials. Tutorials are useful. AI can be useful. The goal is to notice when consumption becomes the substitute for creation, when the passenger seat becomes your permanent home. And once you can physically feel the difference between fluency and competence, between the passenger seat and the driver's seat, you can't unsee it.
Or unfeel it?
Exactly. Remember, one tiny aha at a time. 30 seconds, that's all. Yes, including this one.
Wait, should we tell them to actually close the video and...
They got it. They just need to do it.
30
seconds. That's all.
That's all.